it's working anyway.
Yeah.
Which is super cool. And everybody wants that. The table tilted and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, sometimes you just lay down and you get to relax.
Yeah.
But it's working. And so, regardless, and the tricky thing about Reiki is, it's going to work on what it sees as the problem. Not necessarily what you see as the problem.
Yes, that is, actually, I'm really glad that you pointed that out. When I came in for my session, I had very clear intentions of what I thought I was going to experience and what I wanted to, like, you know, work on or whatever.
Thanks for saying that you were a client, because I can't.
Oh my gosh.
Right. I'm like, yes. I don't know, Chris. What do they experience?
I know for me, I had, like, a very specific thing that I was coming to get worked on, and ended up unlocking such an old pattern that I had I'm a pretty, like, you know, self-reflective person. I think I have a pretty good handle on, you know, my internal goings-ons. But this was definitely something got unlocked during our session that, one, I wasn't focused on at all, and two, would never have made the correlation between that old pattern, that old thinking, that old belief system, and my current problem.
Right.
Like, I could never have made those two connections. The two seemed completely separate for me. I'm here, I'm working on this problem that I'm dealing with in the present moment, this big, heavy, emotional stuff.
Yeah.
Help it, fix it. And then we're talking about something way completely different. And I'm like, what the hell does this have to do with it? And then it all unlocked. And it was, for me personally, being skeptical, because I was...
And you should be.
Yeah, I mean, if you've never had it done and you don't really know what it is, you know, I remember when I went to hypnotherapy for the first time, I was like, well, this is crap.
Right.
Like, it doesn't work on me. I didn't feel any benefits of it. I didn't get my questions answered. So I did come to our session with a lot of skepticism of like, well, what's this really going to do for me?
Sure.
And walked away from it feeling like I had saved myself years of traditional talk therapy. For me, that was the biggest benefit, is that we maximized the processing of this big, heavy, useless belief system that I'd been carrying around since I was a little kid, since I was young. So I think that is probably the one thing I did not expect. Because I was, like you were just saying, expecting, you know, like some kind of like gravity-less, you know, like sort of ecstasy experience or something body related where I'd be like, oh, I'm all tingly and warm and, you know. And
some people have those and some people don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I have never had the experiences that people talk about. I'm like, well, that would be cool.
What kind of experiences have you had?
Like, I have had the, okay, you know, like, this feels great, but, like, I've never had, like, the tingly or, like, the twitchy or, like, the visions or, you know, any of that. What happens to me is whatever I'm thinking about happens in the outside world.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, like...
Kind of like it's like a movie.
It's kind of like, okay, Reiki is... I'm like, okay, after my session. And then, like, a week later, things present itself in my life as, like, moments.
Ooh.
And I'm like, look, bitches, this was supposed to be internal. Like, hello, advertisement, internal work. No. Or, ring, your life just called.
Right.
What you gonna do, sister?
Wow.
Yeah, but I always say my karma is instant.
Yeah.
Which it is. Which is good, because I need it to be. Because I need it to be shiny and painful.
So that you remember.
So I can remember and change.
Yeah.
Yes.
So where do you see Safe Space and your business with Reiki? Where do you see it going? What's its direction, like next 5-10 years?
I wish I knew that. I wish I knew. So we have like this little space that we're in right now. My neighbor's garage that she built.
Okay, wait a minute.
This is
not a garage. This is a gorgeous
my neighbor's
studio.
also a professional florist and from LA. So take that as you will. This is a
she knows some things
This
about
is a fucking tiny home that she
gorgeous.
created. Yeah, and by she, I mean her husband and the other countless neighbors that came and helped, and contractors. And then I'm trying to get a spot at Thrive Yoga.
Oh yeah, right over here.
Yeah, so that I can kind of get more clients. At this moment, Reiki does what it does. Reiki knows that I need to kickbox 4 times a week. And so my clients are in and around kickboxing.
How did you get into kickboxing?
Oh, so our neighborhood is very close, as you know. And so Anna up the street who was a Bikram yoga instructor.
So she just like told you about kickboxing, or
yeah, she
Anna
was like,
did?
I love it. And I was like, this is exciting, because I was looking for a workout routine. Mm-hmm. And I used to be a home workouter, which I can do, but I'm like, I need somebody yelling at me, and I want a sense of group connectivity. I have to have that. And COVID, it just punched me in the face. So I was trying to decide between Orange Theory and kickboxing. So for a week and a half, my idiot self went to both.
Oh my god.
I was so fucking sore.
I bet you were dying.
I was like, why am I doing this? This is the dumbest shit I've ever done in my life. Fuck this. So I picked the community of I Love Kickboxing over Orange Theory because of it was more the people. Mm-hmm. Like, Orange Theory is a great fucking workout. But they didn't have the community built that I saw with kickboxing.
And the place you go to is called I Love Kickboxing.
It's called I Love Kickboxing,
right
and it's a nationwide chain.
Cool.
Our kickboxing studio, though, has been #1 in the country for fundraising through all the studios, all the fitness, all the things for 18 months in a row.
Holy schmoly.
From all of our check-ins on social medias and hashtags.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
hashtag warm coats. That's this month.
That's awesome. So a very active community.
Active.
Something you're really looking for.
Yeah. Yep.
So what happens if...
But not crazy, like CrossFit.
Yeah, like not the
culture.
Yes.
Yeah, not cultish. Not at all. And very inclusive.
Nice.
You know, it doesn't matter what you look like, where you're at, how fit you are, or not fit you are. Come on in.
I love that.
And welcome.
I want to try
it. And we're glad you're here. Oh my God, you would have so much fun.
I think I'd like it.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are some resources that you would recommend to somebody who's like you were in the beginning, just looking at what is Reiki, what is it, you know, just wanting to get like basic information? What's a good resource?
So, there's a lot of information out there.
It's overwhelming.
And it is overwhelming. But my Reiki master, Colleen Benelli, and she has ReikiLifestyle.com in the Portland area. Very well known worldwide in Reiki. And so she has all sorts of resources on her website.
Where can our listeners get connected with you or make appointments or find you and your awesomeness?
I am Safe Space Reiki.
And it's just SafeSpaceReiki.
.com.
I'm never going to spell that word right, I swear.
Reiki. Mm-hmm.
And can people make appointments?
Yep,
and
you can book online through the website.
Online? Awesome.
Mm-hmm. You can do distance Reiki sessions in person, and I'm still doing in person. It's just masked. We'll just mask up.
Right on.
I want people to feel safe when they're taking an in-person class. Most people shifted to online. I've taken a lot of Reiki classes online. I personally, yes, it works. Yes, it's lovely. But it is a different experience when you're in person, in a different place, not in your living room, with your fucking dogs and your fucking cat and your beautiful, wonderful children that are super annoying, that need you when you're in the middle of a meditation.
Yeah.
So,
that is
said from experience. I put a tent in the backyard to do Reiki Master. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, sure did.
You got so creative with COVID. I really applaud that. Well, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to share this information with us. I'm really excited to get this information out to our listeners. I think it's a kind of self-care that is unique, and it's, like I said, I feel like it saved me years of talk therapy and bills, and
Sure.
it really has unlocked a lot for me. So
Yeah.
thank you so much
You're
for doing
welcome.
this interview.
I love it. Love you.
Yay.
All right, my friends, what a great interview. I hope you enjoyed the incredible wit and charm of Megan from Safe Space Reiki. If you want to check her out, you can find her at www.safespacereiki, that's REIKI.com. And if you're interested in any more information, getting a little bit more in depth in what Reiki is and a little bit more about the nuances, the symbols, and all the fun stuff, you can check out the website www.reiki.org. That's www.reiki.org. That's it for this week. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have a story you'd like to share, please email me. It's Chris, Kris, at selfcareissexy.com. Okay, we've got a lot of really great content coming your way, including next week's episode is going to be about self-care versus self-control. We're going to be deconstructing perfectionistic thinking and really how we can get out of that mindset of we got to get it all done. And we're going to talk a lot about how to release the guilt of being present for everything and making everything equally the priority. So great content coming your way. Stay tuned and remember that self-care is sexy. We're giving you permission to put yourself first.